On the 15th day of the Great War, as the sun rose, both armies resumed their fierce battle. Duryodhana fought against Nakula. Dussasana clashed with Sahadeva, and Drona engaged Arjuna in combat. Meanwhile, Bhima was locked in a relentless fight with the Kaurava princes. The intense fighting continued until noon. Drona and Arjuna fought for a long time, using divine weapons. Their duel was a spectacle for all to see, yet it remained undecided. Krishna urged Arjuna to take decisive action. But Arjuna, torn by emotion, replied, "Madhava, Drona is my teacher, more than a god to me. I cannot bring myself to kill him. I can only defend myself." Shifting his focus away from Arjuna, Drona unleashed his fury on the Pandava army, leaving the battlefield strewn with the bodies of elephants, horses, soldiers, and the wreckage of chariots. Yudhisthira, along with Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadeva, approached Krishna and pleaded, "Destroyer of demons, look at Drona. He has already killed Drupada and Virata, and now he's unstoppable. Arjuna is too emotional to act." Krishna nodded and replied, "You're right. Even if Arjuna wanted to, Drona will not die as long as he holds his bow. But there is a way. His deep love for his son, Asvatthama, is his greatest weakness. If Drona believes his son is dead, he will lose the will to live. The shock will destroy him." Arjuna protested, "I cannot deceive him like this." Yudhisthira added, "It seems wrong and unfair for me to do this." Krishna responded firmly, "Yudhisthira, sometimes one life must be sacrificed to save thousands. If we don't act, Drona will annihilate your entire army. Think carefully." Just then, Bhima, excited, said, "Madhava, I've killed an elephant named Asvatthama from the Kalinga battalion. I'll go and tell Drona that Asvatthama is dead. This will be our way out." Without hesitation, Bhima rushed to Drona and declared, "Great teacher, listen to me. I'm sorry to tell you that Asvatthama is dead." Drona, stunned, involuntarily dropped his bow. Doubt filled his voice as he murmured, "I don't believe it." Bhima persisted, "Believe it or not, it's my duty to inform you. I have carried out this unpleasant task." Distraught, Drona said, "I have lived to hear the most devastating news." His spirit was crushed, and with it, his will to fight. Bhima continued speaking to Drona, "Respected teacher, as a Brahmin, you are supposed to be compassionate. You always teach that non-violence is the highest virtue, yet you practice extreme violence. Great teacher, you know that justice is on our side, but still, you fight for the side of injustice. If Bhishma and you had refused to support Duryodhana, he would never have started this war. Older people, like you, hold on to life dearly, unlike the young, who are willing to sacrifice their lives. Abhimanyu is dead, Asvatthama is dead, yet Bhishma and you live on. And now, you wish to kill us, who are like your own children." Drona was deeply affected by Bhima's words. He went to Yudhishthira and said, "You are known for always speaking the truth. You would never lie, even if it meant gaining control over the three worlds. Please tell me if my son, Asvatthama, is truly dead." Yudhishthira found himself in a difficult position, torn between his commitment to truth and the need for victory. After a moment of hesitation, he loudly declared, "Asvatthama is dead," but then quietly added, "the elephant." At Krishna's direction, the Pandava army immediately blew their conches and trumpets, drowning out the second part of Yudhishthira's sentence. Up until this point, Yudhishthira's chariot had floated 4 inches above the ground, a reflection of his unwavering truthfulness and righteousness. But as soon as he uttered this lie, his chariot suddenly touched the earth, symbolizing the fall from his high moral ground. For Yudhishthira, this was a moment of weakness, a rare departure from his usual moral integrity. Internally, he thought, a leader must sometimes swallow poison, just as Lord Shiva did. He shuddered at the thought of what would have happened if he hadn't spoken that untruth. Drona's rage would have devastated Bhima and the entire Pandava army. Meanwhile, Drona, already uneasy about his role in this war, recalled Bhima's earlier words. He made a decision. Drona decided to renounce the world, laying down his weapons and sitting on the floor of his chariot. He spread a mat made of sacred grass and took the lotus pose of a yogi. He soon sank into deep meditation, losing himself in a mystic trance. Meanwhile, Drishtadyumna, who had been waiting for the right moment like a predator, leapt onto the chariot. To the shock of everyone present, he swiftly beheaded Drona, sparking cries of outrage. As Drona's body fell, a brilliant light rose from him and ascended to the heavens. Arjuna was devastated by the act and harshly rebuked Drishtadyumna and Bhima. "What have you done? This is a terrible crime. Asvatthama will not let this go and will seek revenge for his father's death. We are in for a grave retaliation." Bhima responded, "Arjuna, you're forgetting that we were following Krishna's orders. This is war, and strategy comes first. We must be ready for whatever comes our way." Drishtadyumna was more direct. He said, "Arjuna, don't lecture me about righteousness. I was destined to kill Drona. This was my fate. You yourself have done things like this. You killed Bhishma, the grandsire, using questionable methods. You killed Bhagavad, your father's friend, and let's not forget Vyasa. Drona betrayed his students by fighting for the enemy. I have no regrets.